Suhana, why do I get the feeling that you're very nervous right now?
I'm not nervous. I'm
Okay.
I'm not even going to try to lie.
Of
I'm a little bit nervous.
Little bit nervous. Listen, from the time that we've seen you on rollerblades, skates, you've killed it. Planning to take India to the Olympics, maybe?
Oh my God.
But how
We
was
can
it?
all go, all four of us can go.
How difficult was it? Because look, we know dancing is not easy, but what you guys have done there is out of the world. There you go. They killed it. So, one by one, if you could tell me what was the biggest challenge to you guys and how are these two ladies telling you about the song and how to go about it? Khushi, we'll start with you.
I think honestly prepping for this song was so much fun because we got to skate around on every set we were at to rehearse and we were all doing it together and falling and picking each other up together as well. So I think it definitely brought us closer. And there was a lot of rolling away in the middle of the shot also, but I think we got the hang of it.
And Suhana, from the very first time we saw the Archies, you've been on skates. Are you still doing it at home? How's daddy
No.
reacting to it?
Unfortunately, I haven't been doing much skating. I wish I was. I really enjoyed it. And Ganesh sir is very precise, so that was the hardest thing because we're literally on wheels and we had to stay in place.
We have heard about Ganesh sir
He
being
is
very
very
precise.
precise. But I mean, nobody else could have choreographed the song like he did.
Okay, coming to Ganesh sir. Did you put Ganesh sir on skates as well to tell him कि sir हमें करके दिखा दो फिर हम करते हैं?
No, we didn't. But honestly, when we were learning choreography, and then, I mean, doing choreography in itself is difficult, and doing it on skates is a different ball game altogether. So when we were learning it, and when he was choreographing us, we had to constantly like tell him, ki, "Thoda sa idhar, we'll have to do something different because it's too difficult on skates." But yeah, we managed somehow.
But he did
Managed?
always
Did
say...
she just say managed? I mean, like the lady said, you killed it.
But
Wow.
he always told us, like, I know I can't do this on skates while we were rehearsing.
Yeah.
Nice,
so
sir.
he
I'm
was
coming to
very
you.
understanding.
आ रहा हूँ मैं आपके
Very.
पास. And listen, Dot, you play the piano, you sing, you are phenomenal on skates. Is there something that you don't do that we don't know about? Come on.
No, I think music is my one true love. I've written some of the songs for this film, and actually Dhishum is probably the closest to me in the whole film because I got to work with SEL on this track, so we wrote it. I mean, I was in the room, we contributing a bit. And then we got to film it, so it was like a double-edged, and I play Betty's voice in the song. So
Wow.
for me, this was very, very special and the most gratifying experience of the whole film. I was waiting for this, this song release.
All of them are waiting for these videos. All right, guys, huge cheer for these four phenomenal ladies. Thank you. Thank you. Agastya, on stage, aankhon hi aankhon mein ishara. What was that ishara?
Don't say.
Agastya, I've heard this, and I think it all started because of Ehsan, who told you, Agastya, don't sing.
I did sing. Oh, it was on.
Oh, it was Loy. Who was? That was a joke. I want to hear Suno from him. Yes?
Next launch party.
Next launch, okay. He's smart. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge, huge round of applause for the cast of the Archies. No, wait, we can't let you go. I mean, yeah, we know that we are ending the show right now. But what's the show without some pictures, guys? So, can we take the mics from them? We'll collect the mics.
Moose and Mitch, so please come on stage and sing this song with us.
Can you cut this music?
Thank you.
Listen, that was so nice. And Ankur has sung the song with Shivani, and it's been composed by these three wonderful gentlemen, audience, and I will ask the same question again so that आपको भी वो जवाब जो है सामने दिख जाए. Guys, how many of you are Archie heads? You've read the comics? क्या झूठ बोल रहे हैं ये लोग? इसके पहले 4 लोग थे. And now okay, Zoya, Rima, it's the 60s. It's an American comic book. It's something that we have all known about. Maybe a lot of them have not read about. Simple question. Let's start with the simplest of them all. Why the Archies?
Why did I choose to make the Archies? Well, I think the Archies chose me. I owe that to Netflix. I'm blessed that they called me, and this happens to be my favorite comic growing up, and hers. I mean, there was no way I'm going to say no.
Rima, जब से इस फिल्म के बारे में हमने सब कुछ जाना है, I think let's start with the fact कि जब news आई that Archies का एक adaptation बनने वाला है. My first thought was, okay, ये तो 60s की कहानी है, ये एक बहुत ही American story थी. What was the biggest challenge कि ये Indian audience के लिए हम कैसे adapt कर पाएंगे?
Yeah. Firstly, Archies is not really just only 60s. It started back then, but it's over
Right.
the ages. We chose to go back to the 60s because our brief was to kind of bring out the essence of the original Archies. It's timeless, it's about family, it's friends, it's community, it's all the things that matter. And for Zoya and me, we wanted to connect back to a time in our childhood when we didn't have all the things that kids today have, but it was a time where you felt like less was more. We didn't have all this digital barrage, and we didn't have, there was no television even, I think. It was there for like 2 hours a day or something, So we wanted to kind of hark back to a time like that, and therefore the 60s.
Okay, Zoya, let's go back to your last film, Gully Boy. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, see, they're already screaming. Zoya, after that film, you could have created any film, any story, you could have gotten any actor, but you decided to open a film school because you got these kids and you taught them everything that there is to the movies, to this beautiful world. How was that?
When you don't go into a project for an actor. You go into a project for a story. And you're going to tell the story. And whichever actors work for that story are the actors that you want for that project. That's how it works. So when Archies came to me, it had to be, they were 17 in the film. So they had to be teenagers. They had to be completely new. And these were the best of the lot because we auditioned people for 8 months. And these 9 actually, Midge and Moose included, killed it. Yeah.
Feeling happy about
Yes.
it, folks? Yeah, getting all the compliments. Mihir, I think, is recording it. And no, I'm just kidding, man. Okay, Zoya, just one last question before I ask you ladies to go join these wonderful people. Now, you worked with some of the finest actors in the country. Like, we go back to your first film, the late legend Khushi Kapoor Saab, Hrithik, Shah Rukh Khan, you got Farhan, then you got Abhay Deol, Ranveer, Priyanka, Anushka. You had kids who were facing the camera for the first time. Was that difficult, easy? Because we know how much you have nurtured actors in your films from everybody that we have heard.
Well, the only thing that I think was different was, the 2 things were different. One was the time of prep was expanded. So they had a bigger prep time. They had to rehearse more. They had to train more before they came onto set. And the second thing was they're different from those actors because this was the first time. So it was actually the enthusiasm, the joy, the excitement, I kind of vicariously relived my debut through them. And I don't think I've had as much fun and as much of an easy time as I had with them.
The wonderful things about you keep
They
going on.
were just about to clap for themselves.
Yeah. Suhana is the most nervous right now. She's like,
Yeah,
okay,
this is why I love them. They were clapping for themselves.
Guys, come on, louder. Can we have a big round of applause for all 7 of you? All right. Last one for you, Rima. Like I always keep saying, 2 of the strongest headed, minded ladies. Were there disagreements, what to keep, what not to keep when you're making?
Always.
Always?
Always. I think that's part of that's actually one of the pros of writing together. That's why you need two heads. And they should be different. They shouldn't be thinking alike. There's no point working with two identical heads.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause.
I want to say one thing.
Yes.
I want to say thank you to Sony Music. Because they've been the best partners on this album. Yeah, and thank you for all this. And I don't think anybody could have understood this album, the sound, the aesthetic, as well as them. So I'm super happy that we are with them. Thank
Guys,
you.
Yes. Thank you,
shout out to
Sony, and everyone
Music.
at Sony.
All right, so thank you, Rima, thank you, Zoya. This is a given that Shankar and Loy are going to be a part of that project.
You know, people have family carpenters, family doctors. We are the Akhtar family musicians.
Ehsan, so Zoya and you three have got a brilliant relationship. And just for the record, Zoya's first film was Luck by Chance, but for those of the influencers who know, there's something called IMDb. Even on Dil Chahta Hai, these two ladies were a part, and they were there in the direction team. How have you seen...
Hello. She directed Breathless for me.
I was
With
talking
Farhan.
about the film.
Oh, yeah.
Film, हाँ सर film ना.
पहले.
हाँ कोई जो मिला तो मुझे ऐसा लगता था. I know that. लेकिन film वाली दुनिया से जो evolution आपने इन दोनों का देखा है, I mean they're taking challenge after challenge. Gully Boy, the Indian hip hop scene, and now the Archies just going back to the 60s. How do you see both of them from 2000 or 2001, whenever that was?
I think they're very, very ahead of their time. You know, the thing is, they're very aware of everything that's going on, very aware of cinema, very aware of music. They're great people to work with. They're great friends, and we all share the same sense of humor, which is really important. And we love to. Zoya's got us addicted to eating chicky in the afternoon, which is another thing that we've gained a lot from them. But yeah, no, we've just had a lot of fun. We love you, Zoya. We love you, Rima. Really, we've had so much fun with you guys.
Okay, hands down, two of the most strong-headed, strong-minded ladies that I have met. I was just upstairs in one of the green rooms speaking to them, and sometimes their smile tells you the entire story of what they really want you to do and don't want you to do. What did they want from the music of the film when they spoke about the Archies? Loy.
Well, I remember meeting Zoya. She comes up to me at this party and she says, you know, there's a project that's happening and you guys are the right guys for it. It's a kind of 60s based thing. And so here we are doing Archies and we had such a blast. And her focus is very, very, very spot on. Yeah. When she briefs you, you're there, you know?
You know, अभी जब अंकुर यहाँ पे आए थे शंकर सर, so मैंने अंकुर से पूछा था 60s, they're all Anglo kids in the film. साथ में Vicky says that it's a romantic teen musical comedy film. वो reference point क्या होता है? जब आप 60s का music create कर रहे होते हैं, and all the songs they're so different to what the current scene is.
मैं मेरे बाजू में जो दो जवान खड़े हैं इनके बारे में बात करूंगा. इनके लिए 60s का म्यूजिक जो है ना, जो कहावत है ना बाएं हाथ का खेल है. It comes very naturally to them. He just starts playing and a riff comes out. He just starts playing the piano and the part is done. And she's so easy to work with. And she's very focused. She knows what she wants. And so the whole process is total joy. And I'd just like to add that if there's anybody who can create Archies in this country, it is only Zoya Akhtar and nobody else. That's it.
There's this word that we keep using, oh, it's different, oh, it's different. Yes, the soundtrack of the Archies is different, but how difficult is it to be different?
Well, like he said, it really came to us naturally because we've heard this music, we've played this music, we've played in bands that have played this music, we've interacted with Anglo-Indians, we have a lot of Anglo-Indian friends who are musicians. So you have an understanding of the sound, the understanding, like for me, the way the guitar should sound, the kind of riffs. Like literally, that's the way we compose. I picked up the guitar and started playing, and he started composing on top of it. And Shankar added in something else. Next thing, you've got a song. And I must tell you a story about the last song, which is the finale song. Loy took a mic in front of him, he played the piano, we hit record, and he composed the entire song in one stretch. There was no breaks, nothing. He just sang the whole song from the beginning to the end, and that was it. So it was very organic in that way.
There's a formula before we started this thing. You know, in order to do 60s music, we got into the studio and we all used hair dye. That's the first thing that we did. I put on a wig and, you know, he put on these beads and we were kind of...
So let's set up the scene. I know we've got the director here, but the scene is very simple because I've heard this story so many times. I've heard different versions of it. Here are the three composers along with Ankur Tiwari. There's also this...
I'd like to also say something. I'd like to talk about Javed Akhtar साहब.
अरे उन्हीं पे आ रहा था सर. वही सीन सेटअप कर रहा हूँ. जावेद साहब को गाने लिखने हैं. शंकर एहसान लॉय अपने म्यूजिक रूम में बैठे हुए हैं. जोया एंड रीमा की ये फिल्म है जिसका नाम है दी आर्चीज. वो डायलॉग क्या होता है? What is the conversation like when you're
making? I'll tell you the first conversation that we had with Javed साहब is, इस फिल्म का अगर मुझे गाने लिखने हैं, तो I'll have to forget about 80% of my vocabulary. Yeah. Because you know, acha, these kids, they're just unbelievable. Let's have an applause for the cast of... You're just... I mean, we watched the film several times. I'm sure that you all are going to enjoy it. So that's what he said. The language has to be so simple because that's what the Anglo-Indian, you know, people, they used to speak with bare minimum Hindi. But at the same time, to convey what you want to convey. So that was Javedji's reaction. And he's done such a phenomenal job.
Zoya, how many songs in the album in totality? 16. Yeah. 16 pieces of music. Okay,
some are
so
tiny bits, yeah.
Usually, इनके साथ जब भी बात हुई है, जब एल्बम बड़ी होती है, discussions लंबी होती हैं. Invariably, आपकी process में एक discussion में somebody or the other storms out of the studio. इस बार किसकी बारी थी?
Did he storm out of the studio? No. This side was like...
No, not
on this project, for sure.
Very happy.
During Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, Dil Dhadakne Do, I left Shankar Ehsan Loy. And Zoya said, do me a favor, leave SEL after my movie is over.
After my movie is released. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Loy. Thank you, Ehsan. Sir, thank you.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you.